Hi, I'm
Hi.
James.
Hi, I'm Linda.
Nice to meet you, Linda.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me, what do you do at UGA?
I'm a student in the Anthropology and Integrative Conservation program, and right now I'm studying a nature reserve in Nicaragua called the Basuas, and I'm looking specifically at the relationship between conservation organizations that want to preserve resources in the reserve and local indigenous communities that depend on those resources. And I'm doing that in order to find ways to include a broader set of actors and goals into the management of the reserve.
That was very well done, though. Very well done. Hello.
Hi.
Someone new has appeared in front of me. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, tell us a little bit more about your research.
So I'm studying a group of people, a group of indigenous people called the Mayagna, who live in and around a part of a rainforest called the Basuas, which is in northern Nicaragua. And I'm looking at two processes happening there. The first is that the Mayagna are looking to get legal recognition that they live in and around that area because they've been so isolated and far away from the more inhabited parts of Nicaragua that many people, even Nicaraguan politicians, don't really know that they've been there. The other process I'm looking at is that the part of the rainforest they live in actually was turned in part into a nature reserve in the early 90s. So I'm kind of looking at the process of the Mayagna trying to get recognition in the area and then the interests of conservationists who are concerned about the area because there's a lot of illegal timber harvesting and also gold mining happening in the area.
So, is there some particular threat to their home, area? Is that
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
major thrust of your research?
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us a little bit more.
So I'm trying to identify shared interests in these two groups. So for example, they both care about the long-term sustainability of the reserve because obviously the Mayagna want to stay there and conservationists want that part of the Basuas, which actually spans up into northern Mexico, to remain intact. But then there's also some differences. Western conservation, environmental conservation, tends not to think of people living in conservation regions, but the Mayagna and also a lot of people around the world do, and they depend on those areas.
So we're talking about what a lot of Americans might think of as a park or
Exactly.
a reserve, but there are people living in it.
Yeah.
And so, what's difficult about that situation?
Part of it is that the Mayagna use a lot of those forest resources themselves. They traditionally hunt a lot of the game in the area. Some of that game is becoming depleted, not because of them, but because of illegal poaching. And so, I'm trying to kind of understand how we can bridge that understanding between those folks and then the conservationists who are concerned about those things so that they can both work together to avoid things like illegal poaching.
See, excellent, thank you. That